So this is really going to be a cool webinar, and I really worked hard on this PowerPoint here, and this is going to be really cool. So in this webinar, it's actually called Profit Reboot, and it's about how to make this your best year ever. And so I'm basically just like going to present the material to you, and then because you guys are live on the call, if you have any questions, you can always ask me after the webinar here. So let me get to the full screen mode for this. But yeah, so we'll be able to take any questions after the webinar if you guys have any questions on anything. But basically, this is going to cover some incredibly important stuff. And Profit Reboot, just as a quick preface, is a product that that I'm actually in the process of making. It's going to be an entire video course at that. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to take out the most important things from that video course and give it to you guys for free here, just because it's very, very valuable. And we're about like 3 months in. We're over 3.5 months in. Well, no, that's a lie. February, March, April. Oh, okay, yeah. So we're about like 3 months into the new year here, and a lot of people, I still get emails all the time from people that are just really confused and they're directionless and they need help, and they're really no better off right now than they were last year and this time last year, and the reasons are always the same. All right, and so the reason that I created this Profit Reboot course and the webinar is to give you guys direction and to show you basically how to reboot your business so you can make it as profitable as humanly possible every single year. And this is material that you can revisit every single month. You can revisit it every single week if you want to. So it's really cool stuff. But anyway, so again, it's all about how to make it the best year ever, year after year. So with that being said, let me get into it. So there comes a time in everybody's internet marketing career when you just need to reboot, all right? And this is very, very important so you can stay focused, so you can stay motivated, and so you can stay profitable. But more importantly, so you can either start or build a business, period. A lot of people don't actually have a business that they're working on. A lot of people are in internet marketing in attempts to start a business. That's totally cool. Regardless if you're starting a business or if you have one and you're trying to build it, this is very, very important, this whole rebooting concept. Because in internet marketing, most people are marketed to constantly. All right, day in and day out, email after email, webinar after webinar, which is why I wanted to make this webinar a no-pitch webinar. People are marketed to constantly, all right? And they get caught up in the fray. And what happens is they tend to jump from one thing to another, and they purchase often and irrationally. You guys might be there. It doesn't help being in the Warrior special offer market, everybody on this call at least is on probably 10 to 15 different email lists, bare minimum, I would imagine. I have an entire email dedicated to swipe emails that I just basically scan for copy all the time, and I'm telling you, I probably get at least 20 to 50, 50 on the high end, 20 depending on what day of the week it is, between 20 and 50 new emails into that particular email account every single day. And the problem is that everything sounds like the next best thing. Everything sounds like it's the easy button and the easy solution for building a business or for making money online. And because of that, we get promoted all these offers all the time, and eventually we're going to crack. We only have so much willpower collectively. And so that leads to often frequent and irrational purchasing, which is basically the worst thing you can do with internet marketing. And every now and then, it's very important that you stop and you stand back from everything that you're doing. You just totally stop everything, regardless if you're in the middle of a campaign, if you're just about to go through a new video course, if you're going through a video course, if you, regardless of what you're doing online, just stop and stand back from everything that you're doing. And that's where the whole rebooting concept comes from. So right now, I want you to stop and I want you to answer these questions about your own business and about working online in general. And now you guys are going to get the replay for this, so you can go through these later. I'm going to cover these relatively quickly, but there's 5 questions here that you absolutely need to answer, and you need to answer them honestly. So question number 1, are you really running a business or is it a hobby? And I ask this question because if you are serious about internet marketing, if you're serious about building an online business, that's how you need to treat it. All right? You cannot treat it with the mentality of a hobby. because all you're going to end up with is a hobby level income. All right, most of us are in internet marketing. Well, a lot of us are in internet marketing and online business for different reasons. Some people just want to make an extra $100 a week. Some people want the dream car and the Ferrari and the house and to live the whole internet lifestyle and be millionaires. All right, it doesn't matter why you're in internet marketing. What does matter is that you recognize what you're in it for, and that you treat it as a business instead of a hobby, and that's how it can elevate to more than a hobby level income. Question number 2, what are you doing in your business right now? What campaigns are you working on? What things do you do every single day for your business? What do you do on a weekly basis? What kind of strategies are you working on? Are you working on product creation? Are you doing anything for traffic generation? What kinds of things are you doing in your business right now? Really sit down and analyze the things, like actually record the things that you do in your business every single day for 1 week straight. Sit down and actually do this after you finish working on stuff for the day, but write down exactly what you did. All right, what are you doing in your business? You need to figure out what you're doing so you know how to adjust it. Question number 3, are you making money or advancing from your current efforts? And this is important, and you're going to realize this after you keep track of what you do in just a given week's period. All right, the things that you do in an average week, are they making you money, or are they advancing what you have right now? Are they getting you closer to making money? Are they getting you closer to building a successful business? And once you figure out exactly what it is you are doing, it's very easy to stand back from it and look at it and really analyze it and ask yourself to determine if it is advancing what you're currently doing. And most often than not, what you will find are the things that you're working on right now on a weekly basis or on a daily basis, they are not things that are going to get you farther along in your internet marketing career, building a business, and eventually making the money that will give you the freedom to live that internet lifestyle. But again, you can only really get here. You can only analyze this stuff once you know exactly what it is that you're doing. Question number 4, will what you're doing right now put money in your pocket? And is it going to be a short-term income, or will it be a long-term income? So again, going back, these are all basically connected questions here. So first of all, analyze what you're doing. Second of all, analyze whether or not that is, going back to question 3, if it's advancing your current efforts or helping you make money, and is what you're doing right now putting money in your pocket? All right, is the things that you focus on, like the strategies and the tactics that you are implementing right now, if you even are implementing anything, is it putting money in your pocket right now? And or is it short-term income, or is it long-term income? What is it? You have to be able to answer these questions, even if you don't have anything going on. I mean, that's totally cool too. I mean, that's also why we're here. And this whole reboot concept is very important for you as well. But you need to know the answers to these questions in order to move forward, in order to get to the next level. And finally, question number 5, if not, and this ties into the last question, well, what you're doing right now put money in your pocket. If not, what can you modify so you do make progress or money? Very, very important stuff. So what you need to do then is identify the things that you're doing that prevent momentum. We all do things that do prevent momentum in our business. I personally, when I actually keep track of everything that I do in a given day related to internet marketing, I find that I'm on Facebook half the time, just tinkering around with stupid things. Like I go and I check my email way more than I should. I'm on Facebook because I think someone commented on one of my statuses and I want to read it. Just like all these little things that contribute to a lack of focus and a lack of momentum. And when I wrote down the things that I did during a given day, and then I followed through with that over a given week's period, I realized exactly how much, how many different tasks I did and how much I did in a given day that prevented my momentum, that if I were to eliminate those and replace those with work and things that, would actually provide for my business and advance what I have going on right now, I would be a lot farther along than I am. So it's really important that you identify the things you're doing that prevent momentum. And then you need to ask yourself, what do you hate doing or dislike the most? What are you really slow at doing? Are there any tasks that you're incredibly slow at that that prevent momentum, basically? and what is not directly related to growth. So what are the things that you're doing on a daily basis that are not directly related to growing your business? For me, I found that it's checking email at least once every half an hour. That's not productive. Checking Facebook all the time. That's not productive. Going off and looking at YouTube videos because I'm bored or trying to find new Pandora stations to listen to on my iPad. That's not productive. So these are things that are not directly related to growth, all right? Stop doing these things or outsource them. If they are business related, you're going to want to outsource them. You can find incredibly effective and dirt cheap people on odesk.com, even in the Warrior Forum, the Warriors for Hire section of the Warrior Forum. Believe it or not, you can get nearly anything that you could possibly want outsourced to warriors, fellow warriors on the Warrior Forum for very, very cheap, sometimes as low as $2 or $3 an hour. Really doing the things that prevent momentum are not things that you should be doing. So either stop them if it's, things like checking your email too much or, wasting time on social media networks, stuff like that. Stop doing those things. If it's business related and it's slowing you down, then outsource them. An example for that would be like graphics. I love graphics. Like I like to make all my sales letters like totally graphical and pimped out and everything, and that's cool, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. Unfortunately, I waste too much time doing it. So instead of, spending the day or two, like the solid, sometimes it takes me like 3 or 4 days just to turn a sales letter into like a graphical sales letter. But I love doing that. However, those 3 or 4 days could be spent doing way more productive things. So I have finally gotten to the point where I just pay somebody and I outsource it and have them do it for me, and then I don't have to waste my time on it. Although I do enjoy doing it, the fact of the matter is I can be much more productive elsewhere. So I outsource it to free up my time to do more important things. That is one thing that I do to gain momentum. All right. Graphics for me slow me down, and even though I love doing them, they prevent momentum. So I gotta stop doing it or outsource it. That's the only way to get through it. Now let me ask you this question: why do we split test campaigns? Like a pay-per-click campaign, for example. Why do we split test campaigns? And the answer to that is to see which one performs better. Correct? I mean, everybody in here has probably at least tinkered with PPC at least once or twice. And the reason we split test campaigns is to see which one performs better. And your business needs to be the exact same way. All right? And what I mean by that is that we need to constantly evaluate and reevaluate what we're doing and what impact it's having, which goes back to the whole concept of preventing momentum. What things are you doing and what impact is it having on your business? And most importantly, you need to take back control. Control is critical, all right? And it's something that you can have in your business. The amount of money that you make in your internet marketing business, whether you have one or you want to start one, if you don't have a business, first of all, if you don't have a business, you can take back control and start one. If you have a business and it's not making any money, then by figuring out exactly what you're doing and why things are happening or not happening, you can take back control and actually turn into something that's profitable. All right? And to do that, it's time for a full system reboot. All right? And so this is the whole concept of the profit reboot. So here are the strategies for doing exactly that, for taking back control and rebooting your system and your business and your life so you can actually make it profitable, make it enjoyable, and more importantly, prove to everybody that it can be done, because you guys probably have the doubting family members as well, that really just don't believe that any of this can be done. I'm sure that at least half the people on the call right now have all experienced this before, where people just doubt you because it hasn't happened yet. But it can happen, and so right now I want to talk about these specific strategies for rebooting your business and your life to make this your most profitable year ever. So, strategy number 1, control your email. All right, there's 3 primary strategies that I'm going to cover here. The first one is to control your email. This is absolutely critical, and that's why it's the first strategy that I'm going to talk about. It is the most important thing. So first of all, you need to watch which messages you receive, first of all. Then you need to decide which ones you respond to, because believe it or not, just because you get emails in your inbox every single day, it does not mean that you need to respond to every single one of them, or any of them, let alone mine. Anybody's. It doesn't matter. You can decide which ones you respond to, so you can directly control which marketing messages you receive. And the third thing is that you can do this by setting up 3 primary categories of email. A main email, which is where your family and friends and everything, that's the email that they use. It's a direct line to you. Then set up a support email, which is where all of your support gets filtered through for your customers, for products, for any kind of support related issues. It's separate from, your family and friends would not email the support email. They would email your main email because it's the one that's the direct line to you. The support email is where all of your customers should be emailing you to. And then finally, a swipe email. And this is where all the marketing messages should be filtered through. So you want to have a direct route to you. That's why you have the main email, and you should not confuse this with work email with anything else like that. And more importantly, in your main email address, your main email account, you should not be getting marketing messages sent to there. You should always keep a separate email for that, and that's why I dub it the swipe email. And the swipe email is what I designate all marketing messages to go to. Whenever I have to opt in for a list, it goes into the swipe email account. Now, I check the swipe email account very periodically, at least every day or every week. And you want to do that not only for getting swipe material for potential ideas for your own business, but like if you have to opt in for a list, to get a freebie, or if you have to opt in to register a copy of a product or whatever, goes into the swipe email. All right, it's the only way to do it to keep the marketing messages separate from your personal email and your support emails. You want to have 3 distinct channels for your email here. And this, believe it or not, when you're not checking your, if you have all of your marketing messages from the list that you're on coming to your main email, it is incredibly easy to get distracted. You will get distracted every time you open up your email account, even to check for other things. From an email from family or friends. When you see marketing messages in there, it is incredibly easy to get distracted, and that is usually what leads people, to become rabid buyers of all these products and overconsume things and buy products every single day. So keep those separate. And then for the support email, just to give you an example of that, what I have in my business, which you guys probably know because a lot of you have used it before, I have a support desk, and it's called OS Ticket, and it's actually a free support desk that you can install through HostGator, through their cPanel, and you can set it up to where whenever you get a support ticket, it sends you an email. So I have an email that is specifically dedicated to sending me notifications whenever somebody opens a ticket on my support desk. So the support desk, you can go in there and you can type in, you can select what product you need to put in a ticket for, then you type your message, and then what happens on my end is I get an email that says, hey, Joe Smith has a question on Rapid Affiliate System, and here's his message, bam. And so it emails me all of my customer support email to that one specific email. All right, so I'm not getting marketing messages to that, nor are my family and friends contacting me through that email. All right, it's only for support, so it's very easy to distinguish between these 3 different types of email categories, and it will make your life incredibly less complicated, and it will help you control the messages. So there's that, and then the last thing I want to mention with controlling your emails to just expand on the first point. Watch which messages you receive. You need to go through your email list. Do it. I would do it right after this call. And anybody that does not provide value to you, unsubscribe from their list. You have to. Even if it's mine. If you feel like I don't provide value to you, and if I don't give you, basically if I just don't provide value to you, if you don't look forward to reading my emails, and I want you to unsubscribe from my list, as well as everybody else's list that you feel does not provide value to you. The problem with the WSO market is that a lot of people are just in it for product launches and promoting affiliate offers. They think that once you buy their product, that you're quote-unquote a verified buyer and that you'll buy anything they'll promote. And a lot of people in the WSO space especially will promote offer after offer after offer, which doesn't help anybody. It certainly doesn't help you, and that's something that you can control. So if you unsubscribe from their list, literally go through your list or your email, and anybody that you don't receive value from, I want you to unsubscribe from their list. They'll probably be pissed at me for saying this, but it's true. You need to control who you receive messages from, and that will dictate how well you are able to decide which ones you respond to. So do this. It is very, very important because you cannot be receiving all these marketing messages every single day if you expect to retain focus and if you expect to build any kind of momentum in your business. Strategy number 2 is to control your hard drive. This is a very important thing that a lot of people don't talk about. Actually, I don't know of anybody that talks about this, but I find that it's very critical for me for staying organized and staying focused. So first of all, you need to organize the files on your computer. It happens to all of us. We download something, we throw it on the desktop, or we have just like 1 or 2 folders where everything gets dumped into, and months go by, and you revisit this folder, and you have an explosion of things in here. Half of them you haven't even been through, all of them of which you've bought, and they're not doing anything for you except taking up space on your hard drive. So the first thing to do is to organize the files on your computer. And you need to stop hoarding things, all right? And this, I exclamated it because it's important. I fall into this category. I am very not pleased to say, but I am a reformed hoarder. I don't like to delete anything. I really don't like to throw anything away. Well, I'm not like hoarder like on the TV show Hoarders. It's not that bad. But I don't really like to delete any of my files because I'm like, oh, yeah, this is a 7-page report on how to set up a squeeze page. Of course I'm going to use this. And I don't delete it. So I just kind of like move files around on my computer. No more. All right? Stop the hoarding. Organize the files on your computer and delete what you don't want or what you don't use. It's important that you do this. It's very important to have a clear workspace. And actually, I don't even think I mentioned the workspace itself, but wherever you work, wherever you do your internet marketing, regardless of what time of the day or night it is, you need to have a clean area, first of all. Yeah, you have to have a clean area, and it has to be uncluttered. But your hard drive has to be the same way. All right, so control your hard drive by organizing files on your computer. Make folders, make subfolders, and delete what you don't want or what you don't use. All right, if you know you're not going to revisit a course, or if you know that you're not going to use something again, delete it. No harm done, right? I mean, if you unsubscribe from some, like for example, like there were courses that I bought like a few years ago online that, yeah, I may have bought them, they costed money and everything, but as of right now, the information's all outdated, so if I went back through it anyway, it wouldn't apply, it wouldn't even apply anymore. So I don't need to keep that stuff. I can throw it away or delete it, as it were. But anyway, organize the files on your computer and delete the things that you don't want to use, and really, really clean up your hard drive. All right, because when you have a messy computer, it's the same thing as a messy desk. You need to be able to navigate around it. It needs to be uncluttered for you. So otherwise, it's just going to lead to a lack of focus. So control your hard drive, very important thing. Strategy number 3. Identify your goals in business and in your personal life. There are entire courses on this strategy alone out there. Goal setting, setting goals for your business and for your life. It's important that you at least acknowledge them. So really think about these things. All right, I'm going to go through a few questions here, but I really want you to think about these things and really come up with some deep answers here. Because obviously this is something that only you can determine. Only you can answer these questions, but it's very, very important. Otherwise, without goals, for both your business and for your personal life, without goals, it's the equivalent of hopping in a car and just getting on a highway. You don't know where you're going. And if you don't know where you're going, then you don't know when you get there. You don't know how long you have left to get there. You don't know, where you're at along the journey, how far you've come, how far you've gone. All you know is that you're in a car and you're driving. So put destination points at the end of your journey, and those destination points are goals. So ask yourself, what do you want to get out of this? And do you have a vision? And is your vision big enough? Personally, I want to help people build businesses. I want to provide training that people can use to become financially free. I want to build over 10,000 businesses in 2013 alone. I want to provide, well, not 10,000 businesses. I want to provide 10,000 jobs. And by the end of 2015, I want to make over 1,000 people 6-figure incomes. Those to me are big visions, all right? And I hope that you guys fit into those visions. I hope that I can help you guys get there. I'm certainly going to do everything in my power to try. But it's important that you identify visions and that you think big. Don't just aim for a $100 per month affiliate marketing income. All right, that's small scale. That is like the smallest stepping stone out of the bigger picture. Really, really go wild with this. Have a vision, make it big, and really ask yourself what you want to get out of this. Like if you could live an ideal lifestyle, what would it be? What would it include? What would you do every day? For your business, what is the one thing, if in your internet marketing business, or not even internet marketing, in your business period, what are things that you want to get out of it? Like what would you actually want to go to work to do? If you had to do 2 to 3 hours of work every single day, what would those 2 or 3 hours of work entail that you would absolutely love and that you would not be able to wait to do every single day? Ask yourself that. It's really, really important. And speaking of goals and your vision, we also need what's called a clarity reboot. And this was actually a module that I have included in the Profit Reboot video course. And I wanted to break it down for you guys here just because it's really important. And it coincides with goals and your vision for your business. Now for that, a clarity reboot is a process designed to identify the why behind the things that you do. And only you can figure this out, of course, because I'm not you. I want different things. For example, I want to create businesses. I want to create jobs. My set of goals are probably different from your set of goals, but I can help you. Well, Darren and I, we can help you with this. All right. So although only you can figure it out, we can help you along the way. So you need to ask yourself, what are my goals? Really think about this. And this is not something that you could just bang out in a minute. Or maybe it is. Maybe you already have your goals. Maybe you just haven't put them down on paper yet. But really think about this. What are my goals? So the goal creation and acknowledgement is the first part of it. So actually, create your goal and acknowledge that you have them. I was talking about just jumping in a car and driving on the highway. Really figure out what your destination is. And using some examples from before, do you want to just make a hobby level income, or do you want to live that internet lifestyle? Do you want to make enough money to provide for your family? Maybe it's that you just want to prove that it can be done and prove to your family members that you can build a business. So maybe it's the pride and respect factor. Maybe you just hate going to the 9-to-5 job every single day and you want to build a business to get the financial freedom so you don't have to worry about paying the bills every month and so you can spend time with your family. Maybe you want the fancy cars and the fancy house, and you want a tiki bar and a swim up bar and a pool in your backyard. Whatever it is, all right. Actually create your goal and acknowledge it. Get it down on paper. Furthermore, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be in business? Where do you want to be in life? Age doesn't matter. All right, age is just a number. Where do you want to be? If you could be anywhere in the world in your life, where would it be? And really figure out what you want. Figure out exactly what you want. It's very, very important, and put that into words and pictures. I don't know if you guys have heard of the concept of a dream board, but dream boards work because there's something that put into a visualization the things that you want, and it embeds that into your subconscious. All right, and there's I could go off on a whole tangent about this and the power of that, but suffice to say that you need to put this into words and pictures. So figure out what you want, really, really what you want out of this. All right, set your goals, acknowledge them, and try to put it into words and pictures. All right, and get it down on paper, get it out of your mind and in front of you. That's the first step to turning this into a reality. And believe me, you can absolutely turn anything you want into a reality, but you have to get it out of your mind and in front of you on paper in order for that to happen. That's the first step towards making any of this happen and making any of your goals or dreams a reality. So moving on here, if you haven't seen, actually, is that it? Yeah. So Frank Kern, we all know Frank Kern. He's huge, right? He's a multimillionaire marketer. He's like the granddaddy marketer to us internet marketers. But he talks all about this in his famous stage presentation called Core Influence. And as a quick show of hands for the people that are on the call, who has seen the video that Frank did called Core Influence? Just anybody. Like raise your hand or say yes or whatever. Who in here has actually seen Frank Kern's Core Influence? Okay, so a couple people, which is surprising. I thought it would be more. If you've not seen Core Influence, believe it or not, somebody uploaded the whole thing to YouTube. It's like an hour and a half long. And if you go to onlinemarketingedge.com/core-influence, you can do this after the call or whatever, or I'll just, hold on a second, I'll just link it in here. Hang on a second. I'm just typing it in the box here so everybody can click on this. So this will redirect you to YouTube, and you can watch this at whatever time you want to. But Frank Kern talks about how to design your ideal day and your ideal lifestyle in his video called Core Influence here. So I would highly advise everybody to check it out. I mean, you can watch it before you go to bed one day or immediately after this call or whatever. But I would definitely watch that because it will help you. He teaches you the questions that you need to ask yourself to create your goals and get them actually down on paper. And I mean, he covers some really cool stuff. So I would watch it anyway. And Frank Kern he's an incredibly charismatic guy. I can't say enough good things about him. So the presentation is awesome. You will learn a lot from it too. But I would absolutely watch it for the exercise where he shows you how to design your ideal day and your ideal life. And that's the real goal. So check that out. But anyway, moving on with the presentation, make goals for two categories, for business and for personal. All right, so separate these two. And for personal goals, do you want to lose weight? Do you want to get into shape? Do you want to solidify relationships? Like, really identify what your personal goals are. I mean, and the list can go on and on. These are just a few examples that I thought of off the top of my head. But, really, figure out what your personal goals are in life. For me, as an example, I've always kind of been on the pudgier side. So for me, getting into shape and losing weight and basically like getting a beach body is really important to me. I take fitness very seriously. I'm dieting right now because we got beach season around the corner. And apart from that, just to get a little personal with you guys, I'm actually dating a girlfriend, and in a week and a half, it's going to be 4 years, and that's really, really awesome. I'm going to marry her. I'll point blank tell you that I'm going to marry her. I'm actually planning on proposing to her later this year, and which is odd because we had actually broken up for a year. I mean, like we just got back together right around Christmas time. So like right in December, this past December. So we've been together, about 4 months now since the breakup. But we had been dating for like 3 years, and we broke up for a year. Things weren't working out. We took a break, but we're back. It's better than ever. And that was one of my personal goals, is to solidify that relationship. And to expand on it, another personal goal of mine is to get married, and probably by next winter or next fall. So that's a personal goal of mine. All right, so that and getting into shape is important to me. Those are examples of personal goals, both short-term and long-term. All right, so set those for yourself. Figure out what your personal goals are and set them. The next category is your business goals. Identify the things that you want to do in your business. Like, do you want to start a business? If you don't have one, you probably want to start one. If you've already started one but it's not profitable, you want to grow a business, I would imagine. Do you want to stop the shiny object syndrome? Do you want to stop it with the buying everything every single day and just going from offer to offer and actually sit down and hunker down and focus and really, really start something that's going to scale into a long-term income? And do you want to prove to family that it can be done? A lot of people are just doing it for the respect aspect of this, to prove that it can be done because they've failed for so long that people start to doubt them and they don't believe them anymore. And furthermore, they're losing faith in themselves because of that. So do you want to prove to family it can be done? So to do this, as a specific business goal, set an income per month goal. That's the first step to this. Like, so how much do you want to make off the bat? For me, when I first started out, I'm like, man, if I can make $1,000 a month, it would be awesome, because that was more than I was making at my part-time job. And then after I hit $1,000 per month, I'm like, this is sweet. I want to make $5,000 per month. Once I hit that, then I started scaling it up from there. So as of right now, my next income goal, the next plateau that I want to hit, I want to make $50,000 per month. I'm not there yet, but I'm on the way. Me and Darren are working on it right now. So setting an income per month goal is very, very important to this concept because it's a stepping stone. At my prime, do I want to cap it at $50,000 per month? No, but that's the next stepping stone in the process to get to where I do want to go. So setting that income per month goal is essential because I know that I've achieved that goal when I start making $50,000 per month, or when I work what I'm currently doing into a $50,000 per month income. So important stuff. Now, the first step to achieving these goals is to, it's supposed to be the goals is to step back and analyze what work you did towards them. So setting these goals is one thing, or acknowledging what these goals are is one thing. Now you need to step back and and to achieve these goals, you need to figure out what work you either did or what you're doing to progress towards these goals to making them an actuality. All right. So from the work that you did, what worked and what didn't work? Figure that out. All right. And you can only figure that out once you realize and once you determine what work you actually did. So once you figure out what you've actually done to advance towards the goals that you set, you can ask yourself what worked and what didn't work. This is a question that you should revisit every single month, if not sooner, or more frequently, rather. Ask yourself what works and what doesn't work out of the things that you do in relation to the goals that you have. Do you know why you haven't gotten the results you've wanted yet? And this is kind of like a loaded question because we've really covered it over the context of what we've talked about so far. But really ask yourself: do you know why you haven't gotten the results that you've wanted yet? If not, then you need to do this incredibly short exercise. All right, that's all there is to it, and you need to do it pronto. All right, I made that red and I made it a big font, and it's actually Dr. Seuss font. Because it's really important. So you need to do this exercise and you need to do it pronto. Once you do this, use the results of your introspection to make a battle plan for success. And this is one of the last things that I want to talk about here. So the battle plan for success is critical, but you can really only make this after you figure out what your goals are and what you're doing or not doing that is advancing you towards those goals. All right, so the details of our battle plan. And this is, again, it's all important stuff, so I'm not even going to say it again. But the details of the battle plan entail being realistic. All right, you have to be realistic. If you're not making a thin dime right now, you're not going to jump to $10,000 per month in 30 days. You're just not going to do it. Yes, there may be case studies online of people that have done it, and they might be selling you products on how to do it yourself, but that doesn't mean that you're going to do it, so you need to be realistic, all right? If you want, $10,000 is like about triple of what the average American makes. So to go from $0 to $10,000 per month in 30 days it's hard to do. It's really hard to do, and the chances of doing it are slim to none. So you need to be realistic. Can you get there? Yes, absolutely. But you need to be realistic about it. You need to set short and long-term goals that are realistic and that you can actually hit. So you see the fact that you're hitting these goals, and it's going to encourage you to set higher goals and achieve those as well. Next, you need to designate the time. This is really important, all right? I don't care if you have a full-time job. I don't care if you work 60 hours a week. You have to set down and designate the time that you're going to use for your internet marketing business. It's not going to grow unless you do things at least every week, if not every day, that are going to contribute towards progressing towards your goals. All right, so you need to find the time to do it. If you have to go to work, then come home and eat dinner, kiss the dog and the wife and the kids, not in that order, and then get to work until 3 a.m. and get up and do it again. That's what you need to do. All right, you need to find the time to do this. You need to designate it, set it aside, and during that time, all you do is focus on the things that are going to grow your business. All right, so focus on the things that are going to grow your business, ignore or outsource the things that are going to prevent momentum in your business, and actually use the time that you have, regardless of how much or how slim it is, and actually do it. So designate the time to do this. It's critical that you do that. Third of all, focus your efforts. Once you can designate the time to doing the things that are going to help your business instead of hurt it, and once you eliminate the things that just add noise and clutter and distraction and a lack of focus to your business, like checking email too often or checking campaigns or logging into ClickBank every single day and seeing zero after zero, once you weed out the things that you're doing that are preventing you from progressing in your business, it is very easy to take the time that you designate and just focus with a laser targeted effort towards the things that are going to grow your business. So this is, and also it really coincides with designating your time, because if you can find 2 hours out of your day, if you only have 2 hours out of your day to designate towards internet marketing, then those 2 hours need to be incredibly productive. And if you designate those 2 hours for marketing stuff, only do marketing. Focus your efforts and only work on the specific tasks that you need to do that are going to grow your business or that are going to advance what you currently have going on. If you do this, this is a real key to productivity here, you guys. I mean, if you focus your efforts, if you allow yourself a specific time frame to do something and really focus and really concentrate, you will make more progress than most people make in a month, simply because you have, laser focused, um, just laser focused effort in a specific time frame, and you're forcing yourself to really perform at your peak performance and only doing the things that are going to improve what you have going on and advance towards the goals that you've already set. So very, very critical parts to building your battle plan for success. Next is to make strategic purchases. And I say this because, yes, you guys are still going to buy things. All right, I realize that I can say, stop buying everything, but you guys are still going to buy stuff. I do all the time. I buy stuff every week. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I buy things every day. There's some weeks that I buy things 7 days a week, and it sucks. But hey, I make strategic purchases, right? And a strategic purchase, to me, and the reason that I put this in here is because I recognize the fact that you're still going to buy stuff. It's totally cool. In fact, I'm going to promote stuff. I have offers of my own coming out. I find offers all the time as a byproduct of buying things that I think are extremely valuable and that will help you and that integrate well into the courses and the products that I currently have out. That's why I promote things, because I think they integrate with my own products instead of taking you off in another direction. But if you can identify what you're doing right now, and identify what you want to work towards, and you get this battle plan, you can actually make purchases that will integrate very well into what you're currently doing. For example, if you can use any of the courses that I have, that you bought from me or anybody else to set up a business. You can set up a squeeze page and a funnel, and you can start driving traffic to it. And from there, making a strategic purchase would not entail buying something on how to set up an AdSense site or how to set up an Amazon affiliate review blog or something like that. A strategic purchase after, I don't know why I can't say purchase, but whatever. Making a strategic purchase at that point in time would be buying courses related to traffic. Because from that perspective, I would already have a funnel up, and all I would need to do is drive more traffic to it. So a strategic purchase would be buying a product on a method. Most people have is that's exactly what they do. They buy something, they go through it, and then all of a sudden, they read their email. Lo and behold, there's another affiliate offer in there, and they click through just to quote unquote see what it is. It looks awesome, they buy it, but it takes them off in another direction. So the first thing that they're working on, sometimes earlier that day, they forget about it to rush off in this new direction. But tomorrow, they're going to read their email, they're going to see another email with affiliate offer, they're going to click on it, it just goes around and around. So only buy things that you could immediately apply to what you're currently doing, and that's what I consider a strategic purchase. Next, allow time for results. This is really important, and a lot of people, I get emails, not every week, but probably every month. It's very randomly, but I get emails all the time from people that tell me things along the lines of, I've had a PPC campaign set up for 3 days and I don't have any clicks, I don't have any sales. What's going on? Or I set up an affiliate marketing campaign the other day and I don't have any opt-ins, I don't have any subscribers, no one's buying anything, I don't think it works. Stuff like that. You need to allow time for results. All right. So first of all, being realistic, going back to point number one, when you're being realistic and you realize that things aren't going to happen overnight, it's a lot easier to allow time for results. It's really easy to buy into the hype that you can make this work overnight. And that's what everybody wants to believe, but that's not the reality of the situation. So if you allow time for results, quite honestly, I would allow months. I would allow at least 6 months, 6 months to a year to build up anything that would amount to more than a hobby level income. If it happens before then, that's totally cool. And if you set goals and apply yourself and really analyze and use the strategies that I've talked about in this webinar on a weekly or monthly basis, you will see success way before the 6 to 12 month period. But being realistic and allowing time for results entails, being able to do something. It's kind of like working out. I guess that's the best way to explain it. When you work out, you do like the setup exercises knowing that you're not going to see the results of that exercise for like the next 30 days, right? Nobody works out and expects to have a six-pack tomorrow. You work out, and the only way that you'll see results in 30 days if you bust your ass from day 1 through day 29, and then you look in the mirror on day 30. That's the only way it's going to happen. So working out is, getting in shape is the same thing for making money online. You need to allow time for results. So you can't do something one day and expect to see results from it the next day. Sometimes it can happen. Most of the time it doesn't. So allow time for results. It's very, very important. The next thing is to find support. If you have products, if you're going through a product that you bought from somebody, email them, ask them questions, engage them, engage or follow your peers, find support. The Warrior Forum is incredible. It's a great tool for people to use, as are other groups like Facebook groups. I mean, there's tons of different communities out there full of like-minded individuals that you can rely on for support for anything that you do online. Find people that you can talk to, that you can associate with, that are on the same path that you are on. Surround yourself with those people, and you can do great things. All right, collectively, your ideas together can get you to the next level. Apart from that, seek guidance. All right, I have invested in several coaching programs in the past. I have learned very, very important, critical things that have gotten me to where I am right now because of those coaching programs. So seeking guidance from people that are on the next level that you want to be at is a paramount thing. It is absolutely critical that you do this. So seek guidance, or seeking guidance is one of the most important things that you can do. And understand that you need guidance, and be actually going out there and looking for someone that's on the level that you want to be at, and learning from them. It's very, very important. And I'm not doing this as like a plug so you can go buy my coaching. I don't even have a coaching program open right now, so don't look at me for that. I'm just saying that you want to find people that are on the level that you want to be on, and that is those are the kind of people that you need to get guidance from. So those are the kind of people that you need to invest in, that you need to surround yourself with. So seeking guidance is a very, very important part of your overall battle plan. All right. Now, once you create this battle plan, it's critical that you stick to it. You can't just write it up and then, cast it to the side and expect it to do anything. It's critical that you actually stick to it and adhere to the plan that you create. To do this, weigh all ideas and potential projects against what Darren and I have dubbed the terms method to determine which ones you should do. So before you have any idea for a project, and before you go off in another direction trying to do it, before you buy a product, I'm serious, even if it's only a $7 product, you need to weigh it against our terms method to determine if it's something that you should do or something you should buy. This is the final piece of the reboot puzzle, and it's how you can stay laser focused on building your business this year. And so terms, I want to break it down for you so you guys have a really solid understanding of this. So terms, this is what it means. Time, effort, resources, money, and sanity. Everything that you do, like any kind of project that you have coming out with, or that you're thinking about, if you have an idea for a project, if you want to buy a product, weigh it in terms of our terms method here. So time, effort, resources, money, and sanity. So time, are you going to be able to implement it? Or how long is it going to take to implement? All right, so are you looking at something that's, that you can get out and done and launched and profitable in under a week? Or is it something that's going to take months? All right, and if it's going to take months, then you need to budget your time a little bit differently, or you need to move on to the next project, something that's going to be a little more immediate. Effort. Is it something that you can easily do, or is it something that you cannot do, basically? So, like, how much effort is it going to take to either, carry through with this idea for a project, or how much effort is it going to take to apply the product if you choose to buy it? As for resources, is it something that you can actually implement? And with money, is it something that you can afford to implement? If it's a project, or if it's a product, is it something that you can afford to buy? And furthermore, is it something that you can afford to implement? And obviously, sanity is we had to throw that in there, because some things will just spin you around in circles. For example, if you don't have a business and you keep buying things that, like higher level coaching that, that don't show you how to set up a business. If you don't have if you keep buying strategy-oriented products and you don't have anything in which to implement those strategies on, you will get nowhere. All right, I'll say that. You will get nowhere if you don't have a business to implement things on, and yet you only buy marketing strategy products. And that weighs on your conscience after a while because you keep buying things and you don't have anything to implement them on, and you don't make any progress as a result of it. So weigh everything against these specific items here, the terms method. When you think about any new idea or venture or product in terms of these 5 categories here, you will realize that you don't need everything. That some projects and ideas are not good to focus on. I mean, you should obviously write them down, keep them in the back burner, but they may not be the best things to focus on in the present. And so when you use this method to weigh projects and ideas, even purchases, you can weed out distractions before they occur. All right, and so this is all in an effort to keep you focused, and so you can use that focus to become profitable and to build a business that can potentially pay you for years on end and to make this your best year ever. So by combining everything in this webinar, you can reboot your business and your life. We talked about business stuff. We've talked about personal things, controlling your email, your hard drive. The third thing of control that I forgot offhand because whatever. These are all critical things, and these are all things realistically that you should be revisiting every single month. All right. You can use this material to eliminate clutter and distractions in your life and on your computer. You can use them to build stronger relationships, whether they're personal or business relationships, like with JVs and affiliates and networking, or like me, with me and my girlfriend, all right? You can build stronger relationships if you implement this material. And third of all, you can start or grow an online business and beyond a hobby level income at that if you implement this material. And the last thing is you can free yourself from your current situation, whether it's financial, whether it's personal, whatever kind of situation you have going on right now. Using the concepts that we've talked about in this webinar, you can free yourself from those situations and build the kind of life that you want. You have control over that. You just need to take control of it using the strategies that I've talked about in this webinar. So with that being said, that's pretty much all I have, and thank you very much for coming. And now, if you guys have any questions on anything, you can type them into the box. If you want to take off, that's totally cool. I will stick around for a little bit to answer any questions that you guys have. So